I think from your presentation, professors, it was quite clear that the need for smart cities is the same, no matter if it's in Bangalore, Stockholm, or Barcelona. I think it also seems like a smart point to put the research school in Sweden during summer and Bangalore during winter. You have something there. Good. Then we move on to one of the key areas of a smart city, and that is bringing people to where they want to be every morning and every evening. And there's a great need for looking at public transport in India. From a Swedish point of view, we are fortunate to have two of the leading global providers of public transport being Swedish. So we will have now two different sets of speakers. First, Scania and Swedfund talking about waste to energy and how that is relevant for public transport, and then also having Volvo speaking of the Volvo way of future public transport. So firstly, I like to call Mr. Stefan Palskog, MD of Scania India, as well as Fredrik Wijkander, Swedfund, on stage, please.
First of all, enabling sustainable growth is something that are really concern for many of us. And as you know, we at Scania, we are thinking in a holistic way when it comes to sustainability. We are thinking from the whole life cycle of the product, of course, bringing in those thoughts already when we are designing our new products, taking in also the suppliers into our development work all over the globe, because we have one system in the globe, aiming on the same thing, the global quality standard. When it comes to the production, we also have all those production units in the world connecting in a network where we can interchange ideas, do benchmark and all needed things to improve our thinking about the impact on the environment. Once the products are produced, they have to go out and operate for many years to come. And of course, during that operation, we are supporting our customers, taking in consideration the possibility to have connected vehicles, monitoring the drivers, supporting the drivers and supporting the customers so they can also minimize the impact on the environment. By planning a service of our vehicles, we can also lower the impact on the environmental. And that has to go on for the whole lifetime of the product as long as it lives. And in the end, of course, when it's time to take off the vehicles from the road, we have also a program who will take care about which part could be reused, which part has to be scrapped, and so forth. And all over the world, we are on 100 markets with 44,000 people working in this holistic perspective and view of life cycle. As we have said before, the urbanization is not only something that is for India, it's of course a global thing is going on. And as the General Secretary Ban Ki-moon said, that we are living in an urbanization century. And that is meaning that 2050, more than 60% of our people in the whole world will live in a city. And together with the agenda 2030, there was two specific goals that he was mentioned as well. And that is that goal 11, make cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable, of course. And goal 13, take urgent action to combat climate change and its impacts now. And of course, this is a global agenda. And coming back a little bit then to what we are doing.
My name is Fredrik. I'm heading up the investment team of Swedfund. Swedfund and Scania have a joint cooperation in their ventures in India when it comes to smart cities, which you will hear more about a bit later from Stefan. But I would like to take this opportunity to briefly present Swedfund. We are not quite as well known as Scania, but 2 minutes on who we are and what we actually do. So we are a development finance institution. We are wholly owned by the Swedish government, and we invest money and knowledge in companies and projects in developing countries with the aim of creating job opportunities and creating a sustainable impact on society. We are, I would say, the government's tool to help in poverty reduction. This is obviously done on a commercial basis, which you will see later. So we do this together with strong partners, Swedish or international, that have the required competence and the financial capability of supporting their share of the project. So the partners are for us very important. Scania is a good example of such a partner. So we have an investment process. It's all based on our four pillars, which we also call sustainability goals, which means we look at these 4 pillars when we look at an investment. When we do our due diligence, we go through them all. Once we've made an investment, we follow up on them as well, until such time we do an exit. They are the core of how we work. I'll briefly go through them with you. First one, oh yes, before I go into that, we obviously, to be able to make an investment, we must believe that we can achieve all 4 pillars, okay? They don't need to be there from day one, but the will to achieve them needs to be there. First one being impact on society. We have to contribute to the creation of jobs with a good working environment and good employment terms. Also, we should strive to pay as much tax as possible. Obviously, this is not the best thing for all companies, but at least do this if possible. Sustainability side, we want to create long-term sustainable companies. This pillar mainly focuses on the environmental aspects. Okay, we apply IFC performance standards in all our projects. We don't need to be at the highest level from day one, but we need to strive to get better and to get there. Financial viability, obviously important. Like I said in the beginning, we do this on a commercial basis. The reason not being to make a lot of money, but the reason is that if we don't create a company that makes money, it's not sustainable. So we need to thoroughly believe in the business plan in which we invest, and ascertain to the extent possible that we will create a financially viable company. Fourth pillar, anti-corruption. Obviously important in all the markets we deal in. We have strict rules on our portfolio companies. We have to implement anti-corruption policies, and we do make sure that the staff and management are trained in understanding it and applying it. Now that's very briefly Swedfund, okay? There is a lot more information on our homepage. So on that note, I'll hand over to Stefan, and I might come back in the end and say one more word or two.
Back to India again. Smart city ambition. What we can conclude is that the coal and oil import to India will increase, and that will increase fastest in the world, according to the calculations that are done today. And the transport sector alone stands for 2/3 of this increase. So something has to be done for sure when it comes to lower the oil dependency and to improve the environment. We know that India is now positioning itself like a growing economy for 7 to 8%. It could be more also, of course. And just to use the youngest oil minister in India's statement, saying that when the country is aspiring for rapid growth, when country is at the cusp of a big economic leap, government focus must be on Swachh Indhan. To bring change in lives of people, they must be given clean, affordable fuel. We intend to do that in a time-bound manner to bring 100% population under clean fuel umbrella. It's a young minister who's saying this, meaning that he thinks long-term, and that is something that has to be done. Sustainable is long-term thinking and long-term activities. PM, Prime Minister Modi, he has a goal as a vision. He would like to reduce the dependence of oil with 10% on the same day, 75 years after the independence. And he says also that if that is a success, if that will succeed, we will be able to cut down the dependence with 50% by 2030. But then we have to do a lot of things internally in India and to produce our own fuel in one way or another. For that reason, the Smart City Mission is something that is really covering a lot of good initiatives. We have heard already about them here this morning. And by launching this program, building those 100 new smart cities, there's a starting up a lot of activities, interactions between public and private sectors, and giving a possibility for all of us to participate and to bring in what we can call then some kind of sustainable urban mobility solution. And that is where we then can come in and offer, based on our knowledge that we have here and in other markets, of course, here what I mean in Sweden then, and also in other markets. So our effort is to bring in that experience, global experience, when it comes to all kind of biofuels, and to set up a solution possible to use in India. We have started up a pilot project to be able to operate with ethanol and with biogas. And we do that together with our partner Stefan, and we also have, of course, an operator running this operation. The idea is to have about 100 or a little bit more buses from a year on now to run in the city of Nagpur. We already have one bus since 1 year going there, and this bus is fueled on pure ethanol. We have then two ways of doing it. One is the consortium of bus operation partner together with Stefan, and the other one is also to do it when it comes to produce of the biofuel itself. What we do is that we take sewage water, already existing of course, cleaning it up and make it a little bit upgraded to a cleaner gas, clean in the meaning that it is possible to use in our engines. This is both biogas and ethanol technologies that are on the shelf today, ready to be implemented wherever. The most important thing is to have all the stakeholders present at the same time and make this possible to be scaled up. Because the pilot can't change anything. It can just give us a view of what is possible today with today's technologies. One way of scaling it up is that we are prepared to use our dealer network in India as a hub for those kind of scaling up activities that has to come when we are prepared to do this together with some of you. And of course, we need some other Swedish technology partners in this. And all those initiatives are now going on. And most important of all, we can offer the latest, newest standard of technology already there, Bharat 6 or Euro 6 here in Europe. And we should aim for that. Why should we accept to use some technology that is on a lower standard when we all know that this technology already exists? How can you sit in Delhi and accept this? That's a big question for me. We should all say that it should be based on the best proven technology that we know today. And for us, that means Euro 6. Local waste to local fuel for local transport. We take the waste that already exists, transform it into fuel, and then put it into the vehicle. And then we'll make a mobile solution robust and, of course, efficient. Scalability, important, and we do massive informations around India, together with states, locally and national. And therefore, I ask and urge everyone to take The last picture.
Absolutely, yeah, no, absolutely. Just briefly, I can see you're standing here, but I mean, obviously, this is very interesting for Swedfund. This is what we want to do. This is an example of what we want to invest in. This sustainable transport initiative, driven by Scania. So, the scalability is the most important, right? We are prepared to take a higher risk initially to create this the first time, and then the scalability of it is the important part. I'm sure we will not invest in coming initiatives, but we want to do the first one to prove that it is sustainable and viable.
Yeah, so with that we will just end and say, take control now. Thank you.